I'm just Nick, and this is the ADA Flanger. This is a flanger. It's an exact copy of the late 70s ADA flanger, but with one improvement, which is true bypass switching. And it, to me, kind of defines classic flange sounds. A lot of flangers I've heard that have come since the original ADA flanger have sounded a little bit sort of harsh and over the top to me. This flanger does not. In fact, it's deceptively subtle even at some of the extreme settings. It's definitely there, and it definitely has the swooshiness that is associated with flanging. But it also has the swirliness, these are all technical terms, that is associated with phasing. So it has just enough swooshiness to be something quite different than a phaser and to sound quite different with distortions, but enough swirliness to be kind of rich and sort of enveloping. Let's just say that. Has a number of interesting features. It has a threshold control that is really great, especially if you're using it with distortions, because flangers can get a little noisy. This one actually is super quiet, but the threshold sets a gate. God, it's so quiet that at the moment I can't even remember which direction. Okay. That's full open. There's a tiny bit of noise, not much. But if you were, using a noisier input signal, this would cut off the swooshy thing when you're not playing. Let's just put it that way. You don't really need it with a clean signal because this unit is so quiet. There's this knob labeled manual, which controls how much the controls are in play and how much an expression pedal that you can plug into the control jack is in play. So it allows you to balance how much of the control of the effect you have on an expression pedal versus the manual control. There's a range knob that is similar to the range knob on most flangers. Controls how deep it goes to very shallow, so it's almost like a really short delay almost to kind of deep sweep. There's a speed knob that goes pretty fast and extreme for special effects, to sort of wobbly, to sort of a very slow, very musical sweep. And there's an enhance knob that does something to the way it's sweeping the frequency peaks. I can't tell you exactly what it does. It explains it in the manual. But special effects on this are less pronounced and more subtle as you go counterclockwise. Almost a chorus, but still with that telltale swooshiness of a flange. And an even and odd harmonics switch, which changes again the frequency content. This is the even harmonics is a little bit sort of chewier, maybe, a little flangier. Odd harmonics is a little smoother, a little phasier. Shocking to me that a flanger can have this much range and still be very tasteful and usable in many musical contexts. I just the other day used this one on a track I was doing for someone It's kind of a pop rockish track. But I used it on a clean sound, and it really kind of made this kind of very simple rhythmic part kind of jump out of the mix in an appealing way that gave it a little bit of focus, but not to a distracting extent. What can I say? It's a flanger, and I didn't know I liked flangers really until I started messing with this one. Give the folks at Rock and Roll Vintage a call, or contact them through the magic of the interwebs, and they will hook you up with an ADA flanger. Until next time.